Okay, so here's what we're doing, all right? So kind of on a whim, like we have been talking for quite some time now about, do we want a rooftop tent? Do we not want a rooftop tent? And we hadn't really decided, well, it's going to be worth it. And I guess somewhere along the lines in the last couple of weeks, we thought, maybe we'd like to have that, but we don't want to spend it. And quite frankly, we don't have the $2,500 or $4,000 for James Baroud or whatever it is. So maybe we get a Smitty built, whatever. I was looking on Facebook this morning, and I found a guy who's selling, albeit used, he's selling a Smitty built tent. It's the standard size one, not the XL. I think I would have preferred the XL, but we're getting it cheap. So we have hopped in the truck. We're now on the freeway. You see us driving down the road. And we're driving 150 miles away to go purchase this tent from someone. Great plan. However, my roof rack has a full perimeter basket on it, so I can't just put a rooftop tent on that basket and use it that way. So I'm going to have to cut a section of that basket out. So I brought myself, I don't know if you probably can't see it back there. I brought myself a die grinder and a cutoff wheel, and I brought a hacksaw. So we're going to drive 150 miles away, buy a tent, cut our roof rack in half, mount the tent, hopefully it doesn't rain, and then we're going to drive home. Because that's what perfectly rational people do, right? Okay, so we have made it. We're actually right across the street from, what would you call that? An amusement park? Theme park? Amusement park called Carowinds. We're at the Cabela's. Yay, Cabela's! We're just waiting for the guy to get here so we can, I guess, I don't know if we got to pull it off of his truck, or it sounds like he's in one of his friend's truck, and so maybe we just lift it out the back and then we deal with the thing. But we're here and we're excited. Are you excited?
So excited.
That's
pretty much your strategy. Just now, the ladder.
When's the last time you used this?
A couple months.
Just like it feels a little damp, like maybe you just had it out.
It was just it went through a rainstorm the other day.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay, so now starts the silliness. They have shown up. The tent looks great. Everything's going to be awesome. Now I have to cut that apart. So here we go. Cross your fingers. I don't end up in the hospital. Ha-ha! Gentlemen.
Good?
Yeah. in just like that. And I may have to big fucking hammer kind of clearing like the other side just to you know, get the top off or whatever. But. I think that'll be okay. Flips out that way. I don't think I can do the special wrench trick from here.
That's pretty far in. Show everybody what a great time you're having. Then when we're done, wave to the guy in the taco back behind us that's been watching.
8 bolts, folks. 8 bolts. We are, what are we in? An hour now? Hour and a half?
Easily, yeah.
We're not going to make it home until after the camping trip at this point. We're going to be sleeping in this tent in the parking lot.
Outside of Cabela's.
Outside of Cabela's. Okay. So we almost won. We almost got it done. 8 bolts, right? Those last 2 that are up there. They're used bolts, right? And so they won't just spin on with your fingers. It's and I just don't have the patience for this anymore. We are probably 2.5, maybe 3 hours from the house. The sun's getting ready to go down. And if I go home tomorrow, I can just take an extra couple bolts out that I don't have the tools to do, lift it up, tighten everything down, yay, and do it in like 5 minutes. We've been here for way too long. But I am very thankful and actually very proud of my beautiful wife, Marla. She did a great job of getting her little teeny tiny fingers in there and getting bolts started and stuff that I couldn't. Like, I'm all scratched up and I got these big meaty paws. I couldn't have done it without her here. I'd had to take it all home. We're going home with 1 ratchet strap on it. You know, but that's what it's going to be. And maybe we lose those nuts off of the bolts on the way home and I'll got to replace them tomorrow. But look, it's on there. And I'm really tired. So, yay us. See you later. Okay, so I've done this once at home. I think I did it once at work too. So this isn't my first time ever opening this thing, but this is the first time ever using it out in the wild. And Marla just put that together wrong. So, here we go. Time lapse. Hey. The screen goes on top of the edges. so that's it. That was actually fairly nice. I don't think I ever said I will never have a rooftop tent. Didn't say that. I always said I'm not really sure, but yeah, boy howdy, I'm ready to go up there and go to sleep. Like, we're done. I think I'm pretty happy with this. We'll see how it works on the overnight, but I'm happy. Okay, so we've made it home. We've now completed the first trip with the rooftop tent installed. We were only out for 2 nights, so I can't say that, oh, I've got all the experience in the world. And for an official, we love it or we don't love it. Give me a few months and let me take it out a few times and use it. But so far, we're pretty happy with it. About the only thing that I think we really need to get done, Amazon guy, hey. About the only thing we really need to figure out with the tent now is a good, like a mattress solution. The mattress that comes in the tent is only a 2-inch thick mattress, and it's not very good. Particularly, we are side sleepers, and so it's just not going to do what we needed to do. We did, before we embarked on it, in fact, long ago, we purchased them for our ground tent. We bought some Oost brand. It's UST is how it's spelled. I think it's Oost or Ust or whatever it is. They are some self-inflating mattresses. We got 2 of them that are their XL size, which were, I want to say 78 inches long and 30 inches wide. And the 2 of them put together is a little bit too wide for this tent, but you can kind of squeeze them in there. They're air mattresses, right? You can shove them just about anywhere. One of the 2 actually leaked the first night, and unfortunately it was Marla's, and so she ended up having to sleep pretty much just, you know, on the bare floor because the mattress was flat. So night number 2, in between night number 1 and night number 2, we stopped by Walmart and we picked up a 2-inch thick memory foam mattress, thinking, well, maybe that on top of it. No, it absolute garbage. It was like it wasn't even there. Like, as we're laying on it, you couldn't even tell. I just threw it flat down to nothing. Crap. So on the way back through Columbia, which is where we bought them, we stopped at REI and exchanged out the 1 mattress that was bad. I'm really thinking that once we get both mattresses in there and they're both inflated and they're both doing what they're supposed to do, that's going to be the solution that we're going to be happy with. I know that there's a Mega Mat out there. I think Xped, if I remember right, is the manufacturer who makes the Mega Mats. And everybody says, oh, this is the way to go. These Oost numbers that we have are virtually identical. You look at it, they work the same way, whatever. They're about the same cost, so I got to assume they're very close to being the same. So as far as how the rooftop tent itself worked, how it fits, what we've got going on, I think it did very well. It was real easy to, you know, open and close. The top comes on and off. These straps here are just a little bit goofy on the other side, the way they, you know, double loop and Velcro. And we actually had one of those come off on the way home. So you can see with this double loop here, if you run it through the double loop, so it's a tension knot like this, and you leave it so that the Velcro is closed, it's, oh my God, I mean, it's almost like you glued it together. It's really hard to get apart. So a lot of people will just run it through the 2 loops and just Velcro it back down. Well, that's what came off. So I did this, I just kind of twisted, you know, you can see that I twisted that around so that as it goes through this double loop and it creates kind of like a tension knot, the Velcro, the sticky part of the Velcro isn't engaged with itself, so it can just slide. And then I just took this and just twisted it back over on that side and hit the Velcro on there to hold it still. We'll see how that does. The only other complication with the way I have installed this, and this is my fault, this is not a problem of the tent, is the way the mounting bolts, if you can see them up underneath there, the silver tabs, there are rails on the bottom side of the tent that are just fixed to where they are. Well, you can see that one on the right side is actually as far over to the right as I can get it. And at that, the tent is still touching the side of the upper rack. So I may end up having to cut this side of the rack to match this side over here that I cut off. I figured that just cutting this would be enough, and you know, just leave this overhanging just a little bit. That would be enough. But I don't know that that's going to work. So I guess I'll just kind of have to decide. We'll take it out another time or two. The only problem with leaving it up here like this, or what makes it a pain, is the roof bows, the things that fold over. Like I'm touching one here, I'm pushing it in. They come out just far enough that they're touching this, and so it makes it real hard to get this, you know, the cover folded down, you know, and this is touching, and so that doesn't work real good. I've actually thought about possibly making a relief cut in this here, and then just bending this whole upper bar back a little bit. It doesn't need to move far, it only needs to move an inch or so. So I would be willing to bet that if I just made a small relief cut here, and then I left those alone, that I could bend this bar far enough to get the kind of clearance that I need. So all in all, I think we are very happy with the purchase of it. I think we are going to enjoy it. I don't want to get into an argument about rooftop versus ground tent. We still have our ground tent. It's sitting over here somewhere. I'll get back to you in a couple months with a kind of much more official word on this is how we feel about it. It's great or it's not great, or we sold it because we hated it, or however it goes. So for now, go ahead, make sure you're subscribed, because if you're not subscribed, you're going to miss out on all the updates, and no one would want that, right? Hit that like button, give us all the love, some comments down below. If you see something up here like, hey man, why don't you try this? Let me know, I'll try it. And that's it. We'll see you on the next round. Thank you for watching.